So, what we want to do is make a list of all the ways money comes into you, into your life. Now, some of you get a paycheck. Very many of you actually go to jobs, but we understand. We got all these self-employed light workers running around here mostly. But what we did with Veronica is, like, one of the ways she gets money is from subscribers, right? People subscribe. Now, she could have just written subscribers on the list, but instead we asked her to write subscribers audio monthly, subscribers video monthly, subscribers both monthly, subscribers audio annually, because those are all distinct categories of financial flow. And what we're trying to do here is to illuminate to you all the different ways money's coming in that aren't getting any consciousness around them. They're not getting any airtime with you guys. What we want you to do is make a list of the ways money comes in and ways you have set up for money to come in even if it hasn't come in yet. Now, selling books is not on Veronica's list because she doesn't have a book to sell. That doesn't count. That's later on maybe. But right now she does have some annual subscriber for audio and video. It's on the website. No one's done it yet, but it's there. To be really conscious of what this is doing inside of you. Is it making you go to the past? Is it making you go to the future? Is it making you feel like you suck? Is it making you worry about your bills? Are you starting to think about where the money goes once it comes in? Because that isn't the exercise. The exercise is to look at the way money comes into your life. Yes, Mr. John.
I don't think anyone said recycling bottles.
Recycling bottles is a good one. Nice. Recyclables. Now, and Veronica just thought, wow, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. And that's exactly the energetic we want to change. Because why is it that that is less valuable than getting an insurance premium commission, right? That's where we're working on that energetic that somehow has a judgment about, you know, a Trader Joe's bag reimbursement, whatever you call it, winning, or turning in your bottles is not more important. It's another avenue. And when you start to respect all the avenues, it's going to change it. So what we would say is, the picture we want to show her is that all of the ways she's in financial flow currently, if she wrote them like radius coming off the sun, we want it to fit between 12 noon and like 1:30. And we want those lines to come down. This is like a Richard, Richard's good at these sorts of Photoshoppy things, to come down like this. So that what you do when you see that is you see all that empty space from 1:30 all the way back around to noon again, or midnight. That's all the empty space that you had yet to explore, you've yet to make friends with, you've yet to become aware of, where you're in financial flow. And money comes to you in infinite ways. And we want you to start feeling that space in your life for more infinite influx to be present. Because what tends to happen is you say, I get my paycheck, okay, Eloheim, fine, I get some interest on my bank account. The other day I found $1 blowing in the wind, and your energetic is to put one at noon, one at 3, one at 6, one at 9, and say, my clock is filled up. But we want you to see that it really only takes up a very, very small piece of the pie so that you can start feeling that bigger picture and you can start slotting in new things as they start to be revealed to you. Because I am in financial flow and money comes to me in infinite ways does not mean 4 is infinite. Okay? By the way, 4 do not equal infinite, okay? Your list is pretty studly there, Ms. Mary.
Yeah, I was just thinking about making a smart comment.
Let's have your smart comment.
Wait until I gotta have another one.
Okay.
It is. It's not infinite, but it is good, and I know that it's good. There's a lot of ways that I can make money.
Yeah.
But my smart comment was, and it still isn't enough.
Good, well it's not infinite yet.
Yeah, no.
So you haven't tapped into infinity, and that's the whole point, right? The whole point, even John, right? Your list could be commissions from, and you could list probably 20 different types of products that you work with people as far as your business goes.
Sure.
And you could still, like Mary's sentiment say, and it's still not enough, or I still wish I had more, or I still can't pay XYZ bill this month, or whatever it is. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there are at least 20 different ways you get commissions. And so what tends to happen, like you just illustrated, is you go, yeah, I've got 35 different ways money comes into me, but I still haven't paid my bills. And that's where it stops. And remember what we talked about but and because? We don't have but and because in our lives as much anymore. So I have 35 ways money comes to me, period. And what happens if you stay in the period rather than go but because, but because, but because? Because but and because, what do? They take away your high vibrational state, they lower your energetic, they cut you, it makes it more difficult to reach insight from your soul, and you start to slip back into thinking. If thinking could have solved it, it would have solved it long ago because you sure have thought about it enough. So we want to get out of thinking, and God, the look on your face, out of thinking and into short factual statements and seeing where the short factual statements take us. Because we would imagine that when you feel like, oh my God, and I still don't have enough, maybe respect is the right word, we're not 100% sure, but your admiration, respect, appreciation, delight, any of those words that resonates for the fact that you get premiums for XYZ commodity, you're like, I don't care. I mean, yeah, but. See, it's like, yeah, but I still can't. See how there's that but? It's like respecting that. Different areas that you're in flow, when you have appreciation, fascination, respect for it, it infuses it with a higher vibrational consciousness that makes it, like, inflates it. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to start getting thousands of dollars that you find in the laundry. We don't necessarily think that's going to happen, although it could. What we are saying is that by inflating or respecting or building up your appreciation for that and making that, having more of a, we keep getting the word respect for it, acknowledges yes. It's like insight from your soul. Yes. Say yes to it, say yes to it, say yes to it. So if you find 50 cents in the laundry, you can say yes to it. Like, yeah, look at that. That's financial flow. Because you want to keep building into the truth of financial flow. And a lot of times you guys have barriers toward big things happening right away because it's change. And it's challenging, right? We've talked about that a bazillion times. So if you instead acknowledge the 50 cents you find in the laundry as being in financial flow, then it facilitates you being in flow with the larger numbers that you probably enjoy. But even if you don't want to pick up a penny, you can acknowledge that you had financial flow from that penny. It was flow, and your interaction with it was to see it and appreciate that it was there. Okay? Because you are remember, this is one of those things where we're shifting the energetic. We're not necessarily being logical. So your logical brain says, what the hell, acknowledging a penny, I'm busy, I'm stressed, whatever. We want to get out of suffering, so we need to shift things. If you want to shift things, appreciate the penny, because that's a place to start. In the lottery, then put it on your list, especially if you wish you could win more in the lottery. Right? That's the same thing as the penny. Because you're acknowledging the doorway. That's what we're doing here tonight. You're acknowledging the doorway. And that doorway is really important. Because what you guys have in yourself, it's just like how you don't see auras and you don't see energy fields and you don't see and you don't see and you don't see. Because your eyes have been trained to filter out a lot of stuff. Okay, well, it's a survival instinct, so that was good. But now we're evolving the survival instinct, right? And some of you are getting to the point where you want to be perceiving energies in a new way. So we start opening the doorway to those things. Well, now we want to be in financial flow in a new way. What are you doing? You're opening the doorway. And if you start with a penny, you start with a penny. Okay? It's saying, yes, that's financial flow. Because what happens is you say, yes, that's financial flow, and right behind that you say, but it's not enough. It's not going to pay my bill. I still can't pay my mortgage. Which is what? But and freaking because. Okay? And we got to shift that. So if we use finding a penny on the street to shift that, that's what we're going to do.